The year is 2022. You have spent the last 3 years in a worldwide pandemic and you are ready to ask your crush out for a date. But before you do that, I want you to play a little game with me. Go ahead and close your eyes and I want you to imagine your crush is right in front of you. And I want you to envision and imagine that you are asking them out and that they're saying yes. How do you feel? Where in your body do you notice that? Are you feeling nervous, excitement, scared, happy? What is going on for you? As y'all know, anxiety is just letting you know that something new or different or potentially dangerous is about to happen. So you just want to proceed with caution. And when it comes to confessing your feelings to somebody and asking them out on a date, that's probably one of the most anxiety-provoking, vulnerable experiences that you can put out there. So it makes total sense if you're feeling nervous. But in order to get to that status where they are saying yes, they want to go on a date with you and potentially even develop a relationship with you, somebody's got to make the first move. So why not make it you? In this video today, I'm going to walk you through a therapy strategy called Dear Man. It's all about how to effectively ask for what you want. Now, just a reminder, this is not a 100% guarantee. If you want more of a breakdown on Dear Man, you can check that out in my previous video. But in today's video, I'm going to be walking you through how to use this strategy to ask your crush out for a date. So if you guys remember, dear is all about what you say and man is about how you say it. So we're going to back up for a moment and we're actually going to do this in reverse. Usually I go over dear first and then man, but in this video we're going to start with man first. So staying mindful, you want to make sure that this is a good time for you and for the other person to have this conversation. If you have never had a conversation with them in the middle of lunch, going up to them in the middle of the lunchroom with everybody looking at you is probably going to make you more nervous. So that might not be the ideal situation. Instead, another way that you could do that is to perhaps message them on social media if you have their information, or if you don't, in person when you see them, ask if they can talk to you separately and let them know that like you're not mad at them, they're not in trouble, you just had a question for them. The other thing to keep in mind with this is you want to use your coping skills. Y'all know I love those coping strategies. They're all about helping you hang in there through an intense, uncomfortable emotional experience so that you can then get through to a more manageable level. So by staying level, by using your coping strategies before, during, and after this conversation is going to really help to re-regulate all those emotions that are going through you. Remember we talked about how you might be feeling a little excited, a little nervous, a little anxious. That's because excitement and nervousness actually light up the same area of the brain. So your brain is getting mixed signals a little bit with this because it's not really sure how to feel about it yet until you get a response. So go ahead and plan ahead with those coping strategies. If you are wanting more of a deeper dive into coping skills, I have a ton of videos on them, but you can also sign up for the coping skills crash course when you click the link in the description. It is getting a major upgrade right now. In fact, when I am filming this video, I'm going to be filming some new videos for that program too, so you might see me in the same outfit. Definitely check it out if that's something that you're interested in. You want to appear confident, so practice what you want to say. Watching this video is going to help build your self-esteem and confidence in having this conversation and putting out that request because you're going to be prepared. When we can practice and potentially even like write out what it is that we want to say and plan it out ahead of time, our brain thinks that we've already had that conversation, so it's nothing new or unfamiliar. The fact that you've already practiced it tells your brain like, oh, we've already been here, we've already done this before, so we don't have to sound the alarm on anxiety that loud anymore. Try it out, practice it, write it down. You can even bring it with you to the conversation or have it ready to go in your notes app. That way you can just copy and paste it if you're going to be doing this on social media or in a direct text message. And then in terms of negotiating, when it comes to asking for a date, there's not really too much room for negotiation here, but you just want to make sure that maybe they can't go on a date with you this week, but next week is better. So it might be worth offering like 1 or 2 activities or times or dates that might work for you. And if they say no to those, you can then potentially, based on your own comfort here, ask them if another day or another activity might be good for them, or if they just don't want to date you in general, which I know can feel like, oh, nice to the heart, but at least you will have your answer, and then you can release, heal, and let go, and get ready to ask your next crush out, because there will always be a next crush, trust me. So let's get into how to actually ask them out. So this is what you're going to say. You're going to describe the situation. You're going to express your thoughts and opinions. You're going to ask for it, and then you're going to reward the other person. In each of those areas, I want you to just draw a line down particular to your situation. I'm going to walk through a made-up scenario. This is not specific to anybody in particular or any situation in particular, though it's probably going to feel very familiar because I think we've all been here at some point in our lives, or most of us. And if not, it will come. To describe the situation, you might want to say,
"You and I have been friends for a while and I really enjoy hanging out with you."
Beautiful. You've already described that you guys have been friends for a while, and you've already kind of delved into express a little bit about how you feel about being friends with them. Next up, you want to express your thoughts and opinions. And if you remember, this is your chance and opportunity to speak from an I perspective using those I feel statements to let the other person know how this situation is leading to your request. So how does being good friends with somebody and enjoying spending time with them lead to you wanting to ask them out on a date? This will also help them understand and potentially get to that same conclusion too. So for this section, you might want to say,
"I feel really good and close with you when we spend time together, and I think we would be a really great romantic match."
Then you've got to ask for it. Remember, clear is kind. Be clear, be direct, be kind. If you are ambiguous or a little loosey-goosey here, it leaves it way open for misinterpretation. Maybe they're thinking that somebody else wants to ask them out on a date and it's not you. Or maybe they're thinking you're just having a theoretical conversation. So you want to be very clear that I am asking you on a date with me. Got it? I might not say it exactly like that. That might be a little aggressive, maybe a little too direct. A different way of asking that would be,
"Would you like to get pizza with me on Friday night?"
clear, kind, direct. You might also need to clarify this would be a date. So quick little side story about why it's so important to be clear that you're asking them out on a date and not just a usual friendship hang. When I was in college, I worked with a group of people who were similar in age to me, and so we would always all hang out in a big group together. One of the times, one of the individuals in this group asked me to go to a movie, which wasn't really unusual for this friend group. We've all gone out to the movies together as a big group many times. What was different about this is this individual asked me if I wanted to see a particular movie on a particular night. So that part was clear, that part was direct. I then double checked with another of our friends in that group to see if they wanted to carpool. Well, really, I wanted them to drive me because I didn't want to drive that night. And they said,
"I have no idea what you're talking about. I think they're asking you out on a date."
and I said, "Oh no, I don't think so." I said, "That's weird that they didn't invite you." I said, "I don't know what's going on." And so they just kind of let it go. So my friend did end up picking me up, the friend who asked me to the movies. And I didn't realize until the end of the movie when we went out to eat afterwards that it was a date. I was thrilled about it being a date, by the way. This is somebody who I definitely had a crush on at the time, but they were not clear or direct in that their asking me out was for a date and not just a usual friendship hangout. So when you are asking your crush out, make sure that they understand and know that it's a date too, so you don't have some weird awkwardness like, "Oh, we're on a date right now." Okay, and then R is rewarding the other person. Now, of course, we all know that anybody who would accept a date with you is already a lucky individual. I mean, who wouldn't want to go on a date with you, right. But you've gotta make your case about why potentially going on a date with you and spending time to consider dating you would make sense for this person. So something simple that you can say here is,
I think it would be really nice if we at least try one date and see where it goes. We can take it slow. There's no pressure. And if for some reason it feels weird or awkward, I'm totally open to being friends with you too.
Now again, don't say anything that you don't mean. If you don't actually mean that you would want to stay friends with somebody, it would be too hurtful or painful, don't say that. Be clear, be direct, be kind. I don't know if I've said that before, but I'm just gonna say it one more time. Be clear, direct, kind. What if it doesn't work? It's totally possible that you have laid out your best case, you have described the situation, you have stayed mindful, you have appeared confident, you have expressed your thoughts and opinions, you have asked for it, you've been willing to negotiate, and you have offered a reward to the other person. It's still possible that they may say no. It may have nothing to do with you. Perhaps they've already expressed interest or have feelings for another individual. It may be that they really aren't willing to risk your friendship at this time. It could be totally new information and they might need time to kind of process what you've just told them. All of that is fine. And if you are struggling with that, I really recommend that you delve into how to be alone. Maybe indulge in some really nice self-care. There's nothing wrong with being single. There's nothing wrong with being rejected. You did an awesome thing by putting yourself out there, and now you know the outcome. You don't have to stress about worrying what if or what if not. You already know. That's good information for you. And then you can start the healing process so that you can get ready for your next big love. If you are struggling with feeling single or being single in general, I really encourage you to see all my self-care. You can check it out in this video right here. Next week, I'm thinking, let's try this Dare Man strategy out with asking your teacher for help in school. Let me know what you think. And again, thanks for watching.